What is going on, everybody? Welcome to my very first YouTube video. I know it's going to be awkward. I know it's going to be cringy, so just bear with me. We're just going to get through it. What I want to do for this first YouTube video, just introduce myself, go on a run, and just give throughout a little bit of background about what I'm hoping to accomplish with this YouTube channel, and hopefully somebody can get some benefit out of it. So let's go. Now this actually works out really well because I have an excuse to stretch, which normally I'm terrible at. So I'm just going to go ahead and do some stretching here and just kind of chat a little bit about myself and the channel and what I'm hoping to accomplish. So I come from an athletic background, played sports in high school and all that. It was really just kind of when I went to college and was focusing more on school, and they didn't really have sports teams that I could participate on. Not enough motivation to really stay in shape that well. And I think just because of how goal-oriented I normally am as a person, I really needed something to work towards, like something that I had a goal and I was working towards all the time, and I just didn't have that with where I was at life. So that, coupled with, I don't know, just a few other personal struggles, it just made that time in my life really, really hard. It was kind of at that time that I think I started watching YouTube videos and, finding other people that were doing some awesome accomplishments. In particular, Nick Bare. He, I think right now, just turned 30, and he did his first Ironman last year, at 29 years old. Completely transitioned from powerlifting and bodybuilding to endurance sports. So that just gave me a ton of motivation, to finally get into things. The one difference being, I think for a lot of people, the struggle is seeing these people on video, and it happened to me as well, super intimidating. They start out saying, hey, I'm just going to go for my easy 15-mile run and do a brick workout, also stack on a 20-minute bike ride. And it was just so intimidating. So, partly the reason that I wanted to start this YouTube channel right now, especially when I don't really feel prepared and it's way outside my comfort zone, is because, number one, I know that that's where the most growth happens, is when you're outside of your comfort zone, and you're never going to be ready. So you might as well do it. And he was just such an inspiration to me. I just hope to be, that, even if it's just so much less than that, just for one person, even that good of an influence. The second reason is I'm starting from the very base. The longest distance I have ever run, I actually just did it this last Monday. Today's Thursday. It was 6.8 something miles, right under 7 miles. That's the longest I've ever run in my life, and it was painful. The longest I've ever ridden my bike, I think around like 27 miles, I think. So just being able to track the journey from the very beginning, I think is going to be pretty special. Even if it's just for me to be able to look back and see how far I've come in a year, 2 years, the goal is definitely kind of the same. End up doing triathlons, Ironman, and just looking for what's next. But just living life, looking for the next challenge, not really letting life determine for me my happiness, what the next challenge is. I just want to look and dictate my life, from here on out. There is one last reason that I wanted to start a YouTube channel and get this message out to people, but I'm going to save that for after my run. So I'm going to do a little bit more stretching here, and then I'm going to head out. Alright, there we go. So hopefully you can see that. 3.45 miles in just under a half hour. Let's see here if it gives me my pace. Average pace, 8:42. Head inside here. Alright, oh nice. So yeah, like I said, 3.45 miles in an 8:42 minute per mile pace. That's pretty average for me. Normally I stick to like right around the 3 mile mark, but today I just did kind of a newer loop and just overcompensated just to make sure I got at least 3 miles in. So yeah, I mean that's pretty much the run for today. Good morning. So as you saw, it's actually the next day. We had some technical difficulties yesterday. Our cat went missing for a really long time, longer than we normally leave him outside, and around like 10:45 last night, we left the back sliding door open and he just waltzed back in. So it was a happy ending, I guess. He's digging in the dirt right now. I don't know if you can see it. Anyways, he is happy to be back. Wait. So, being that it's a new day, I don't normally eat breakfast. Usually in the mornings I have a super weak stomach. So normally I eat my first meal around like 9 or 10, which I guess it's like right around 9 right now. I actually don't have work today, so it's going to be a pretty chill day. So I figured I'd just combine yesterday and today and just make it sort of a longer video. So the game plan for today, I've got just like a few phone calls that I have to make, work related, and then I think I'll take you through like my lunchtime meal, and then I think I'm gonna go hit a swim in the afternoon. My legs are pretty sore from yesterday, even though it was a shorter run. I think my longer run on Monday just kind of combined with yesterday made it, I don't know, like my legs were already kind of feeling it. So doing another run yesterday, my legs, I woke up pretty sore this morning. So I'm going to take it pretty easy. There are just a few more things that I wanted to talk about with what I wanted to do with this channel. That I don't have like a coach, I don't really have any like prior knowledge. The sports that I did do in high school, I played football and I ran track, but in track I was a sprinter, so none of my previous experience really relates to what I'm wanting to do now. Just kind of talking to people, going through trial and error, that's really the way I'm learning, and I don't think it's a bad way at all. You know, it may take me longer than if I had like a specific coach that can just give me a game plan and everything, but not everybody has access to that. So I think that one of the benefits of this channel is I'm going to go through, make all the mistakes, go through the pain, you know, go through the whole learning curve, and just kind of do it on a super real basis, you know, like exactly what somebody like you might experience if you try to do the same thing. So I'm just going to try to keep it, you know, sincere and raw. I'm definitely not the type of person that's going to go out and be running the 10 miles or, you know, doing 100-mile bike rides on the daily. But there are a few goals that I do have. So the summer of 2021 I'm hoping is going to be pretty huge. But I think with like my training where it should be and like the shape that I should be in, that they're all super realistic goals. So my first goal is to do my first triathlon, and I want to do the marathon distance. So if I'm not mistaken, I don't remember how long the swim is, but then it's a 24-mile bike and then a 6-mile run. So I'm just assuming with the work that I keep on putting in, and I've already done over 24 miles on the bike, I've already ran over 6 miles, it's just kind of putting it all together at this point. And then with being in that shape, I'm assuming that I'll be in good enough shape or work on my training to also complete my first marathon. And hopefully at that point as well, with the shape that I'll be in and the training that I'm doing, I can do my first 100-mile bike ride. So kind of a loaded summer. You know, I think it's just all relative. To some people that might sound like just the most average goals ever. But for other people, I know that, you know, some people don't ever do a marathon or anything in their lives. Maybe just because they're not interested. But for me, you know, that's really the benchmark that I want to be at. So those are my goals for the summer of 2021. It's kind of all combined. Do my first 100-mile bike ride, run my first marathon, and do my first Olympic distance triathlon. So starting from now, I guess before too, because I mean I have been running, but this is kind of my accountability channel. So starting from now, you know, that's my commitment. Those are the goals that I'm going for, summer of 2021. I've got some other ones mixed in there. I've got a goal to read 24 books in 2021, so 2 books a month. So I might post about that on the channel as well. Just kind of whatever I'm feeling, and then just a little bit of motivation. So yeah, I guess there's, you know, a few reasons that I'm doing this. Number one, to just kind of share my experience from the ground level. I just think that's super important, something that people can relate to. Number two, just keep myself accountable. And then number three, just for my own sake, be able to look back at the experience.
Hi guys.
And number three, be able to look back on the experience myself, you know, track my progress. And I just think it's super important to be able to, you know, keep your confidence, see where you once were and where you're going. Because for me personally, it was just this last summer. So right now it's November. This last summer in June, I ran my first ever 5K. Before that, I was running, you know, 1 mile and being gassed. A lot of it had to do with I was just going full out. I didn't know how to train. I didn't have any tips at all from any people. I think, you know, even every time that I remember that, at least, and where I'm at now, doing 3 miles consistently, again, it's nothing crazy. And a lot of people that are in the industry or in this sport, you know, that's child's play. But it's just important for me. You know, this is my journey. I take these steps. I've come this far up until now. So that's kind of just where I'm at.
This is our son. This is Michael. Oh, so cute.
All right, it's about 11:43. Just got done with one of my phone calls for work. Got the wife here. Working hard. Pain. Project. But gonna go ahead and get some lunch going. Got another phone call around 1 o'clock. And then I think after that, I'm gonna head off to go swimming. So, take it from there. Alright, so lunch today, just gonna go with the always reliable quesadilla. So I've got some cheese, just flour tortillas, and then this right here is just like a pulled apart roast. So I always like to just throw some meat so it's not just dairy. It got some protein in there. So just gonna whip this up and then eat it with some salsa and be good to go. Alright, so I've got my quesadilla here, cut in half, looking awesome. And then this is the salsa that I use, a paste, chunky salsa, medium. So I'll just put a good amount on there, and yeah, this is gonna be lunch. Alright, so I just finished lunch. As you can see, it's about noon right now. I've got the other phone call about 1 o'clock. Should be pretty quick, but I'm just gonna hang out right now until then. Can't really do anything because it's only an hour, so I'm just gonna hang out at the house, do that phone call, and then I'm gonna go I think straight from there to the gym. Hopefully it shouldn't be too packed. The pool normally isn't super busy. There aren't a ton of people that swim, so it should be all right. I'm getting ready now to head out for the gym. I honestly haven't swam in probably 3 months. Just kind of let it slip, and then I'm terrible at it, so I just kind of was okay with it. But now that I've got these goals set, got to get back on it. So just wanted to show real quick what I take to just go swimming. So the only things I take is this buoy. It goes between your legs, and it helps keep you in good position for your hips to stay up and float. And also it limits the range of motion that you get on your legs, so it forces you to use your arms more. Then I just have my swim cap, and then my goggles. So right now this is the only stuff that I'm using. Later on I'll probably get like a kickboard and some like paddles for my hands so that I can work on form and stuff. But today the main focus is just going to be not drowning. Alright, so first thing you might be wondering, why I'm shirtless. I'm super dumb. I didn't plan. I did not bring a towel, so I'm sitting on my sweatshirt right now. So yeah, that's that. Finished up a good session at the gym. Did like ride over either 500 or 525 meters. My watch told me it was like a 2 minute and 26 second 100-meter pace. No idea what that means, so if someone does, I'm sure it's slow, so that's pretty much the only thing I need to know. But I guess it was only like a half-hour swim session. Felt a lot longer than that. My lats, my shoulders, they're pretty blown up right now. Makes sense though, I haven't swam in like 3 months, and I haven't lifted a lot of weights. It's been mostly running. So, but yeah, I mean, either way, good, solid swim session. There was a nice old guy that showed up and had a nice chat with him. But pulling into home right now and probably eat a snack and just wrap up this YouTube video from there. But yeah, super solid swim session. Alright. This is probably going to turn into a pretty common place for me to record. But yeah, I mean, really just wanted to finish out this this video, my first video, talking a little bit about like really the last thing that I wanted to push. So a little while ago on Instagram, I posted something regarding just a brand, an idea, a community that I really wanted to grow. So I'm just kind of gonna read off of that post because I think it does a good job of summarizing, what I want it to stand for. So what I posted was, like a lot of you during these uncertain times, I've been able to reflect and reevaluate my goals and ambitions and the kind of contribution that I want to have on the world. From my personal experience and with the desire to create a family of warriors, I have created Conquer Personal Training and Growth. Conquer Personal Training and Growth stands for all victories, big and small, from weightlifting to endurance PRs, to becoming debt-free, to repairing broken relationships, to the first time in a while that you can look in the mirror and know who you are and what you stand for. We believe in not just building the physical, but also the mental, emotional, and spiritual. So basically my main goal with Conquer, the reason I chose that word, I just think it's such a powerful word. I think it just stands for a victory, overcoming, and so I really just want to grow a community that celebrates, all these small victories. I've kind of talked about how it's intimidating to see somebody running 10, 15 miles, biking 100 miles daily, but for me, it's really just a lot smaller than that right now. I think that, with this community, it's going to celebrate, a lot of those victories. The first time in a while that you go to the gym, the first time that you start eating healthy, the first time you go for a walk, the first time you smile, all of those things for me are moments that you conquered. So I'd love to see the hashtag #IConquered, I think the world needs more of that, of sharing your victories, sharing your triumphs. But yeah, I just think the world could use more of that. Just a lot more positivity, being able to post, hey, I conquered. I went for a walk, I overcame this, I overcame that. I just think that the more people that do that, it can really have a tidal effect. And really have an impact on people. So yeah, that pretty much does it for the video today. I'll probably keep on, expanding on my concept and Conquer and what I really want it to mean. But I just wanted to leave y'all with that because that's really what I want to be able to embody in my videos and pass along. So if I can leave you with that and just kind of leave you with that challenge as well, go out, conquer. Let me know what your experiences are, and I'll keep on sharing mine.